Kamaru's still dangerous and one of the best in this game. If you give me the choice, I will take Kamaru.
When I look at a guy like Islam, I don't really see holes like that. And that's something that scares me, that causes that heartbeat to go up. And that's where you see some of the most spectacular performance. Because the last time I felt that like that was Kobe Covington 1. You got a guy that can wrestle just as good as you, a guy that can strike just as well. How do you get that victory? And that's where you live. That's where you get that. Your spirit just is in there. Islam is great. It's great. Especially what he did last night. Islam is great. You can't take anything away from him.
I believe it is since 2021. One win. And yes, it's his most recent win. Let me just make sure I'm 100% right with this. He beat Joaquin Buckley via decision in June. He lost to Khamzat in 2023. It was almost 2 years in between fights. And then it was Leon in March of 23. And then it was Leon in August of 22. And then it was Colby in November of 21. That was his last win. So it was almost 4 years, 3 3/4 in between wins for him. And he has one win since that 2021 fight. I just don't think that title shots should be rewarded based on participation in the sport.
Hello guys, today I'm going to talk about Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev is now the champion in the welterweight division. Islam Makhachev was a champion in the lightweight division and he moved up in weight to fight Jack Maddalena and he got a victory. So Islam Makhachev right now is a double champion. He's a champion of lightweight, he's a champion in the welterweight division. And a lot of people have been calling him out after his victory against Jack Maddalena, and he pulled a victory. Now he's a champion in the welterweight division. He's a champion in the lightweight division. He's a double champion, and he's a #1 pound for pound in the UFC ranking. After his victory against Jack, a lot of people have been calling him out. Kamaru Usman, the former welterweight champion, has been calling him out, and Ian Tempore, the current lightweight champion, has been calling him out. And we see Ian Gary called Islam Makhachev out in the UFC right now. Whoever fights Islam Makhachev is making a lot of money for sure because he's a pound for pound. He can sell himself. He's a good fighter. A lot of people like the way he fights. Usman, he's been calling him out. Usman currently is ranked number 8 in the welterweight division. We know that if Usman's fight Islam Makhachev, both's gonna make a lot of money for sure. Like Usman was the former #1 pound for pound in the world 2 years ago. Islam Makhachev is the current pound for pound in the world. So imagine pound for pound versus pound for pound fighting together and to know who is actually the best fighter. But right now, we know that Islam is on fire. Jack Maddalena in the welterweight division, he's the champion for a reason. He's still #1 contender in the welterweight division. Ian Gary is #2 in the welterweight division right now. We know that Kamaru Usman is good. If you talk about the best money, the highest money he can make in his career right now, I think it's to fight Islam Makhachev. Even Ali, Islam manager, say that Kamaru Usman is the best fight Islam Makhachev can have right now. I think Islam wants Kamaru Usman because I think he might think it's an easy fight. What kind of fight is it going to be? Kamaru Usman is a wrestler. He came from a wrestling background. Progressively, his striking have got better. When he fought Masvidal, he knocked out Masvidal and his striking really played well when he fought Masvidal the second time. Usman is a great wrestler, and if you see wrestlers, whenever they fight, sometimes they don't actually utilize their wrestling. They actually go for striking. But I think Islam Makhachev, all his fights, all his victories, he's always utilized his wrestling a lot. Islam have fought a lot of contenders in the lightweight division. I don't see him going down to fight Ian Tempore, who is the current champion right now. Makes sense for him. He already said that it's very hard for him to cut weight. Cutting weight is hard, and he's getting older now. It's so hard for him to cut weight. I can't see him going down to fight Ian Tempore. He's gonna fight and defend his belt in the welterweight division. Right now, he's a champion, and he has a lot of list of fighters. Ian Gary got a victory against Belal Muhammad. Belal Muhammad was a former champion in the welterweight division, and he went to distance, and Belal Muhammad tried to take Ian Gary down a couple of times, and Ian Gary defended all the takedowns. So if you think about it, I think Ian Gary has a chance to fight for the belt. We know that he's a trash talker. He can talk well. He is good standing up. We know that he not that good of a wrestler, but he can defend a lot of takedowns. It's very difficult, very hard to say who Islam Makhachev is going to fight. We know that Kamaru Usman is up there. We know Michael Morella is up there. Shakat Rachmanov is up there. And Shakat Rachmanov haven't fought for a while now. He's been off for a year due to injury. He called out Islam Makhachev after his victory. But we know he's off, he's inactive, and we don't know how this stuff will play out. If he comes back, he haven't fought in 2025. If he comes back, he might have a chance to fight Islam Makhachev. But right now, Ian Gary is an active fighter. Ian Gary got a victory against Bilal Muhammad. We can actually say that Ian Gary has a chance of fighting Islam Makhachev, but it's not going to be a big payday for Islam Makhachev. The big payday for Islam right now is to fight Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman got a victory against Buckley. Prior to that, he lost 3 times. He lost against Leon Edwards twice. We don't know how everything's going to play out. Usman already pivoted that he only have to fight in the UFC according to his contract. But we know that Usman is a great fighter. In terms of money, if Islam needs money, I think Usman is a fighter to fight. If he wants his legacy solidified, I think he needs to fight Ian Gary or Rachmanov. Rachmanov, when he comes back from injury, I think that's a good fight because Rachmanov haven't lost. And he beat Ian Gary by decision. There's a chance that Rachmanov coming back, he's going to fight for the belt. He's been inactive and Ian Gary took over his place. If you look at the ranking right now, Ian Gary is number 2 and Rachmanov is number 3. If Rachmanov was active and win fight, Rachmanov should be number 2. So I can see that happening. I don't know if Hamza Chimaev will come back and fight for the welterweight belt. Hamza Chimaev right now is the middleweight champion. Remember, Hamza Chimaev was a good fighter in the welterweight division, but he's having a hard time making weight. So that's why he moved over to the middleweight division and he fought Duplessis and took his belt, and now he's a champion in the middleweight division. We know that there's a lot of fight for Islam Makhachev. He probably have like 2-3 fights, to be honest. Like if he beats, for instance, Kamaru Usman and beats one other person or beat Ian Gary, he is the GOAT for sure. He is okay to retire peacefully. If he wants to shock the world, I think if he move up in weight again or move up in the middleweight division and fight Hamza Chimaev, that's a bigger payday. That's a 3 belt. No fighter in the UFC have gotten to 3 belt. According to what I'm hearing, Islam Makhachev walk around in the 190s. He can fight in that middleweight division if he trains properly. We know that he has all the skills, all the accolades in order to get the belt, but can he beat Hamza Chimaev? I don't think so. Hamza Chimaev's wrestling is crazy. It's top notch. So what do you guys think, man? What's next for Islam Makhachev in this division? Is he going to defend his belt against Kamaru Usman or Ian Gary or Rachmanov when he comes back from injury? Or is he going to go down and fight for the lightweight belt against Ian Topuria? For me, I think he has to defend his belt in the welterweight division and fight Ian Gary or Kamaru Usman. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Make sure you subscribe to Libra TV. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.